Welcome back, blade fans. This old sword is with you once again. And we're revisiting Miguron knives, also with a subcategory of AM8. But let's see. This one is strictly Miguron. It's interesting how some of their knives, and I'll show you one in a minute, are marketed under the AM8 brand. I think it's maybe kind of a subdivision. And some are marketed as Miguron. This one is a Miguron, and this is called the Pagos, or Pagos, P-A-G-O-S, front flipper, not to be confused with a more expensive knife that they turned out a while back, simply called the Pagos, which has a titanium handle and inlays, and I think S35VN or something. This one is Sandvik 14C28N, and indeed it is a front flipper. And you can front flip it pretty easily. It's a liner lock. It also has thumb studs, double thumb studs, and a nice titanium. Is it titanium? Yes, nice titanium clip there, which is pretty nice on a G10 knife. And we've got a provision for left-hand carry. Not particularly a deep carry, but getting close. I mean, not bad. Handsomely made. We've got kind of a beige G10 going on here. And we've got an interesting utility style blade. I'm going to simply call it a utility style blade. And it mirrors a couple other blades, one on the Pagos and one on the Gleer, which I did a review on recently. I'm going to show you the Gleer for comparison. Very similar, if not exact, blade on that Gleer. And let me just double check. Yeah, we are using 14C28N here. You can see. Not a lot of billboarding. Got kind of a light stonewash finish on this. And it's a smaller knife. I would call it, you know, not micro small or anything. It's like, I think a 315. We'll find that out in a minute. Pretty nice action. Fairly fidgety, whether you use the thumb studs or the front flipper. And it's another one of those that I can front flip pretty easily, which is saying something for me, because my hands are not as dexterous as they once were. So let's measure up this Pagos front flipper from Miguron, 7.5 inches. And we're going to call it 3 1/4 blade length. And in inches, let's start with a handle, 0.52, not bad. Blade stock, 0.11. And in millimeters, 2.8 millimeters. Weight. You just wait. In ounces, 3.32. Pretty light carry. You know, not going to bust your pocket. And I was mentioning another knife called the Gleer. Check this out. Already reviewed this. Like brother and sister there. Big brother or little brother, whatever you want to call it. Similar handle, although we've got more of a square box rectangle on the Gleer. And we've got a little more kind of a swoop in here for your fingers. And a little more defined finger groove there, bigger, broader finger groove on the Gleer. This one's titanium handle with an S90V blade, and this one is G10 with the 14C28N blade. But look at those blades, identical, except we've got a longer fuller, goes almost all the way out to the point on the Pagos, and we've got a shorter, deeper fuller on the Gleer. If you want to learn more about this one, then you can check out my review on it on the channel. Already dropped. This one should be dropping after the Gleer. So transferable clip, as I said. We've got full exposed liners with weight relieving. Yep, both sides. Nice contact there with the liner. I would call that about 30%. And nice and centered. Don't run into too many knives these days that don't come through centered. Pretty good blade to handle ratio. So you get plenty of blade for the size, and there's the size in my medium large hand. I got a tiny bit left over. We have a small run of jimping here. I guess if you're holding it this way, you get some stoppage there. If you want to lay your thumb all the way out, you can do that as well. Nice lightweight little EDC knife. Wouldn't call it tactical by any means, simply because of the kind of lack of a pronounced point. But you've got enough point there to work with. You're going to need to bring it way up, though. You're probably better off trying to use the forward belly on this style blade. And I'm not sure how the 14C holds up with the Miguron company. I've had no problems with knives like this one, the Valona, that's not 14C. This is that weird steel that they're no longer using in this. I think they went to 14C on the Valona. This is the 53 something or other. If you look at my review on this one, it'll get you that steel. Don't want to go looking it up at the moment. Apologies. But much, much bigger knife. That's the Valona. And then to really knock your socks off, here's another Miguron I've had for a while. This is an absolute beast of a knife. This is called the Prayer, not as in worshiping prayer, but as in praying on something else. How about that for a tanto? A tanto and another tanto, 2 points, 3 points, with 2 secondary points on this tanto. Crazy. S35 on this one. This is a thick, heavy beast of a knife, full titanium handle. And you've got a big flipper tab. You've also got thumb studs, but they're slippery. It's kind of odd. You know, what happens is your thumb slips off. There we go. I don't know about the design on that one, just a single thumb stud, but you know, goodness, it has a flipper. So there you go. But that is a beast, as you can see, next to the Pagos. And what else have we got here? Well, we've got your standard fare of the Griptilian, which is going to be a bigger knife by a good amount. And we've got the venerable Rat 1, which is going to be even bigger than the Griptilian, as you can see. So much for comparisons. I like this little knife. It's small enough to be pocketable. It's large enough to be very useful. Got a great high grind utility, sort of a blade. The Pagos, or Pagos, however you pronounce it, front flipper by Miguron. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I'll be back with you soon.